Stop. Do not scroll past this moment. This is not a coincidence, nor is it the mere shifting of a digital algorithm. I have orchestrated this very second for your soul to find rest. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, and I am speaking directly to you right now. I have seen the way your heart has been heavy, the way you have been carrying burdens that were never meant for your shoulders to bear alone. You have felt like you were screaming into a void, wondering if anyone hears the silent pleas of your spirit in the dead of night. I am here to tell you that I hear you. I have always heard you. This is a divine interruption, a holy pause in the chaos of your life, because the message I have for you is too vital to be delayed any longer. Your pain has reached the gates of heaven, and I have stepped down to answer your cry. There have been moments, especially at 3:00 a.m., when the weight of the world felt like it was crushing the very breath out of your lungs. I was there in that room with you. I saw every sob you tried to stifle so no one else would hear. I saw the way you looked at the ceiling and whispered how much longer you have felt forgotten, discarded by a world that values speed over soul, but in my eyes you have never been more visible. In the next few moments, I am going to reveal to you exactly why you had to endure the fire, and more importantly, why the things you thought you lost are returning to you with a speed that will leave you breathless. Before I reveal the blessing that is already manifesting in the spiritual realm for you, I want you to declare your presence and your readiness. Do not stay hidden any longer. Type "I am here, Lord" or 7007 in the comments right now to open the windows of heaven over your life. This is your first act of faith in this new season. My precious child, you are standing on the threshold of a shift so massive that your mind can barely conceive it. You have been in a season of pruning, a season where it felt like everything was being stripped away, but I was not trying to leave you empty. I was making room for the much more that I have prepared for you. I need you to understand that you are not behind in life. You are being built. You are not breaking. You are becoming the masterpiece I designed you to be. To stay connected to this flow of divine wisdom and to ensure you do not miss the daily bread I have for your journey, I invite you to join this family of my chosen ones. Press the like button on this message and subscribe to this channel right now. By doing so, you are signaling to the heavens that you are in agreement with my plan for your life and that you are ready to walk the path I have lit for your feet. Your agreement today is the seed for your miracle tomorrow. Listen closely to the whisper of my spirit. The enemy thought he had you cornered. He thought that by overwhelming you with exhaustion and loneliness, he could make you forfeit your destiny. But he forgot who your father is. He forgot that I am the God who makes a way where there is no way. I am the God who turns graves into gardens and mourning into dancing. The very tears that have stained your pillow are being transformed into the rain that will water your harvest. You are about to see a restoration so complete that the memories of your suffering will pale in comparison to the glory that is about to be revealed. Stay with me. Do not turn away. The next few minutes are the bridge between your long ago and your suddenly. I am moving with a divine urgency because your time for vindication has arrived. Your endurance has been noted, your character has been tested, and now the doors that were once locked tight are being shattered by my hand. Trust me, for I am the God of the breakthrough, and I am acting on your behalf this very hour. My beloved child, I have watched you during the midnight watch, those long and silent hours when the rest of the world is asleep. But your mind is a storm of what-ifs and how-longs. I have seen the way you toss and turn, the way your pillow has become a witness to your silent battles. You wake up more tired than when you laid down, not because you lack sleep, but because your soul is weary from carrying the weight of a future you cannot yet see. I have felt the palpitations of your heart when anxiety tries to seize your breath in the darkness. I want you to know that those moments of profound isolation were never spent alone. I was the whisper in the wind that you couldn't quite hear. I was the subtle peace that finally allowed you to drift off just before the sun rose. You have been running on empty, trying to be strong for everyone else while you are crumbling inside. I see the physical toll it has taken, the tension in your shoulders, the dimming of the light in your eyes. I am here now to breathe my life back into your tired frame. You don't have to perform for me. You just have to be. Your exhaustion is not a sign of failure. It is the evidence that you have been fighting a battle far beyond your natural strength. I have seen you standing before the mirror looking at a stranger. You see the lines of worry and the shadows under your eyes, and you wonder where the person of joy and passion went. You feel a heaviness in your chest, a literal pressure, as if the very air is thick with the expectations of others and the disappointments of the past. People see your smile and think you are fine, but I see the cracks in the porcelain. I see the way you have been misunderstood by those who should have known you best, and the loneliness that comes from being the strong one that everyone leans on. My precious one, I am leaning on you now with my grace. That heaviness you feel is the manifestation of the spiritual warfare that has been raging around your destiny. The enemy wants to tire you out so you will give up right before the finish line. He knows that a weary soldier is a vulnerable soldier, so he attacks your rest and your peace. But I am your shield. I am the one who sustains you. I am lifting that weight off your chest right now. Feel the release as I take the burden of the how and the when from your mind. I am the great physician, and I am healing the invisible wounds that have drained your energy. You are being renewed even as you listen to these words. The midnight watch is ending and the dawn of my favor is breaking. I know you have felt like you were in a perpetual night, a season where every step forward felt like wading through deep, dark water. You have questioned my presence because of the silence, but my silence was never my absence. In the stillness of your darkest nights, I was working on the intricate details of your restoration. I was quieting the storms that you didn't even know were coming. I have been your shepherd through the valley of the shadow, and though you felt the shadow, I was the light that ensured the shadow did not consume you. This deep weariness you have felt is the labor pains of a new spiritual birth. You are being stretched because what I am about to pour into you is greater than anything you have ever held before. Do not be afraid of your weakness, for in your weakness my strength is made perfect. I am giving you a supernatural second wind. The fatigue that has dogged your steps for months is being replaced by a divine vitality. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. Rest in me now, for the battle is no longer yours but mine. I have seen your endurance, and I am proud of the way you have held onto the hem of my garment even when you felt you were slipping. The night is far spent and your morning of joy is here. My child, do not be ashamed of the liquid prayers that have escaped your eyes. You have often felt that your weeping was a sign of a broken spirit, a mark of defeat in the face of overwhelming odds. But I want you to know the truth of the heavens. I have never missed a single drop. In my celestial dwelling I have a bottle not made of glass but of eternal remembrance, and it is filled with every tear you have ever shed. I saw the tears of frustration when you were overlooked and undervalued. I saw the tears of heartbreak when those you trusted walked away without a word. I saw the tears of pure exhaustion when you felt you could not take another step toward a future that seemed to be receding. To the world, a tear is just a biological response to pain, but to me it is a sacred offering. It is the purest form of communication between a child and their father. When your throat was too tight to speak, when your heart was too heavy to form a sentence, your tears were speaking a language I understand perfectly. They are not a sign of your weakness. They are the evidence of your depth. They are the seeds of your future joy, and I have been guarding them with the jealousy of a creator who loves his masterpiece. I invite you now to enter a moment of divine stillness with me. I want you to take a deep, slow breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. As you do, feel the tightness in your chest begin to loosen. Drop your shoulders, for they have been hunched under the weight of expectations that were never mine for you. I am the God who bottles your tears, but I am also the God who wipes them away with my own hand. Understand that every time a tear fell from your eye, it was a spiritual code being uploaded into the archives of heaven. Those tears were not wasted, they were invested. They were the down payment on the miracle that is currently being fashioned in the secret places of my glory. You thought you were losing your mind, but you are actually clearing the path for my spirit to flow through the dry places of your soul. Just as the rain must fall before the earth can bring forth a harvest, your tears have been softening the soil of your heart for a growth that will astound those who once doubted you. You are not drowning in your sorrow. You are being baptized in a furnace of refinement that will make you shine like gold in the light of my presence. There is a divine ledger where all your suffering is recorded, and the balance is about to tilt in your favor with a weight that will settle every debt of your soul. For every night of weeping, I am preparing a lifetime of rejoicing. For every drop of sorrow, I am preparing a flood of peace that surpasses all understanding. You see, the tears of the chosen one possess a frequency that shatters the chains of the enemy. When you cry out to me in your brokenness, you are not being ignored, you are being prioritized. I have heard the sound of your heart breaking, and I have come to mend it with a material stronger than what was there before. The enemy thought your tears were a sign that he was winning, but he did not realize they were the very thing fueling the fire of your destiny. Do not let the world tell you to get over it or to just be strong. My strength is found in your willingness to be real before me. I am the potter, and your tears have made you pliable in my hands, allowing me to shape you into a vessel of honor. The season of the drought is finally ending. The clouds of your life are full of my mercy, and they are about to pour out a blessing that you will not have room enough to receive. Trust the process of the pruning, for the harvest of your joy is ripening even now in the sunlight of my love. My chosen one, I have walked beside you through the corridors of silence, where the voices of those you loved once echoed with promises they could not keep. I have seen the way your heart constricted when you realized that those closest to you, the ones who shared your bread and your secrets, did not understand the fire I placed within you. You have stood in crowded rooms and felt like a ghost, an outsider looking in on a world that speaks a language your soul no longer recognizes. This betrayal of silence, the way they looked away when you needed them to see your struggle, has been one of the sharpest blades to pierce your spirit. You asked me why I allowed the walls of isolation to close in, why I permitted the very people you helped to be the ones who turned their backs when your season turned cold. I want you to know that I felt every sting of their indifference. I was there when you reached out for a hand and found only empty air. But hear me now that silence was not a punishment. It was a divine preservation. I had to quiet the noise of their opinions so that you could finally hear the frequency of my instructions. There is a particular kind of pain reserved for the one who gives everything and receives nothing in return but judgment. I have watched you pour your heart into relationships, into family, and into friends, only to have your kindness treated as a weakness. You have been the shoulder for everyone else to cry on, yet when your own tears fell, you found yourself in a desert of companionship. Do not let the bitterness of their betrayal take root in the garden of your heart. I allowed them to leave because they were not equipped to handle the weight of the glory I am about to reveal in you. If they could not handle your struggle, they would have certainly hijacked your success. I am stripping away the false support so that you will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was my hand and mine alone that lifted you out of the pit. The loneliness you have endured was a sacred cocoon. It was in that solitude that I was recalibrating your spirit, teaching you to lean not on the fickle praise of man, but on the unshakable word of your Creator. You are not alone, for I am the friend that sticks closer than a brother. While others were busy making excuses, I was busy making a way. While they were whispering about your failures, I was whispering to the angels about your future. This season of being misunderstood is your credential for leadership. You cannot lead those you have not outgrown, and you cannot heal what you have not felt. Every moment you spent in the shadows feeling discarded and forgotten was a moment of deep intimacy in my eyes. I was hiding you like a secret weapon, sharpening your edge in the dark so that when you emerge, you will strike with a precision the world has never seen. The people who walked away did you a favor. They cleared the path for the divine connections that are coming to you now, people of destiny, people of truth, and people who will recognize the light of my spirit in you. Wipe your eyes and lift your head. The God who saw you in your isolation is the same God who will honor you in the presence of your enemies. Your vindication is not coming from those who hurt you. It is coming directly from my throne. As you stand in this quiet space I have carved out for you, remember that the rejection of man is often the redirection of God. You have been searching for validation in the eyes of people who are just as lost as you once were. But your worth is not a democratic vote. It is a sovereign decree. I have called you worthy. I have called you mine. When the world turned its back, it was only so you could see my face more clearly. The silence of others has been the canvas upon which I am painting a new vision for your life. Do not look back at the doors that closed. They were locked by my grace to keep you from settling for less than your inheritance. Your future does not require the permission of those who left you in the dark. It only requires your yes to me. I am filling the empty spaces of your life with a peace that no human presence could ever provide. You are being prepared for a level of influence where the only approval that matters is mine, and I have already given you my seal of favor. The era of being overlooked is ending. The era of being empowered has begun. My beloved warrior, have you ever wondered why the battle has been so relentless for you? Why does it seem like every time you take one step forward, the winds of adversity blow twice as hard against your chest? I want to pull back the veil and show you the truth of the spiritual realm. The intensity of the opposition you have faced is not a sign of my absence, nor is it a sign of your failure. On the contrary, the ferocity of the attack is the greatest confirmation of your identity. The enemy of your soul is not a fool. He is a calculated strategist who does not waste his ammunition on soldiers who pose no threat. He has targeted you because your light is a blinding beacon in a world that thrives on shadows. He has seen the dormant power within you, the seeds of greatness I planted in your spirit before you were even born. And he is terrified of what will happen when those seeds fully bloom. You have been under fire because you are a high-value target in the kingdom of heaven. Do not mistake the enemy's tactics for my judgment. When the arrows of doubt, betrayal, and financial lack were flying toward you, it was because the darkness felt the tremors of your rising. The enemy tried to suffocate your voice because he knows that when you speak, you carry the authority to break chains. He tried to drain your energy because he knows that your hands are destined to build empires that will glorify my name. He has been trying to convince you that you are weak, that you are forgotten, and that your life is a series of unfortunate accidents. But I am here to tell you that every attack was a backhanded compliment to your destiny. If you were ordinary, the path would have been easy. If you were insignificant, the world would have left you alone. But you are mine, and the darkness cannot stand the sight of a child of God who refuses to bow. The very things that were sent to destroy you are the things that I am currently using to develop your spiritual muscles. Understand the enemy's logic. He attacks what he fears. He attacked your mind with depression because he feared your clarity. He attacked your relationships because he feared your support system. He attacked your finances because he feared your generosity. He thought that by putting you in a season of not enough, he could make you doubt my provision. But he overplayed his hand. He did not realize that I am the God who uses the enemy's own traps to catapult my children into their purpose. Every no you received was my not yet or my better. Every door that was slammed in your face was my hand protecting you from a room that was too small for your future. The enemy thought he was burying you in a hole, but he didn't realize he was actually planting you in the fertile soil of my grace. You are not a victim of a cruel fate. You are a victor in the middle of a divine training ground. The strategy of the enemy is to make you look at the storm instead of the master of the sea. He wants you to focus on the lack, the pain, and the silence until you forget the promises I have whispered to your heart. But today I am breaking the spell of his lies. I am opening your eyes to see the horses and chariots of fire that surround you even now. The weapons may have been formed, but I decree to you this day that they shall not prosper. In fact, I am taking the very weapons the enemy forged against you, and I am melting them down to create the crown of your victory. Your struggle has been the evidence of your stature. You are a threat to the kingdom of darkness, and it is time you started walking with the confidence of someone who knows the battle has already been won. The enemy's time is short, and your time of manifestation is here. Stand tall. My chosen one, for the one who is in you is infinitely greater than the one who is in the world. To confirm that you understand the gravity of your calling and that you will no longer fall for the enemy's lies, I want you to take a stand right now. Do not let the thief of joy have the last word. Type "I am a threat to the darkness" or 777 in the comments to declare your spiritual authority. By doing this, you are putting the enemy on notice that his strategy has failed. Also, if you feel the power of my truth setting you free, like this video and subscribe to this channel. This is how you build your fortress, by staying connected to the words of life that I am speaking to you. Your engagement here is more than just a click. It is an act of spiritual defiance against the one who tried to keep you silent. We are just beginning to uncover the magnitude of what I have for you. Stay tuned, for the fire that was meant to consume you is about to become the light that guides thousands. My precious child, do not be surprised by the fiery ordeal that has been testing you, as though something strange were happening to you. You have felt the heat of the furnace, and there were times when you cried out, thinking that the flames would surely consume you. But I want you to look closer at the fire. I am not a distant observer watching you suffer. I am the master refiner, and I am sitting right beside the furnace. My eyes are fixed on the metal, waiting for the perfect moment. The heat was never intended to destroy you. It was designed to melt away the impurities that were holding you back from your true potential. You see, gold does not become pure by sitting in the cool shade. It becomes pure in the intense heat, where the dross, the fear, the pride, the insecurity, and the old habits rises to the surface so that I can skim it away. What you felt was breaking was actually the removal of everything that wasn't truly you. I know the fire has been uncomfortable. I know there were moments when you felt like you were losing your identity, your strength, and your very will to continue. But understand this: a vessel that has not been through the fire cannot hold the new wine of my spirit. If I were to give you the weight of the blessing you are asking for without first refining your character, the blessing itself would crush you. You are being prepared to handle an inheritance that is too heavy for the person you used to be. Every struggle you have faced in this season of heat has been a deliberate part of your training. I am making you fireproof. I am tempering your spirit so that when you walk into the palaces I have prepared for you, you will not be swayed by the arrogance of the world or the whispers of the enemy. You are becoming a vessel of honor, seasoned by the flame and polished by my grace. Do not resent the furnace, for it is in the fire that you and I have become the closest. Have you noticed that in your darkest hours my voice became a little clearer? Have you noticed that when everything else was stripped away, you found a strength within you that you didn't know existed? That strength is me. I have been building a foundation within your soul that no storm can shake and no fire can melt. You are emerging from this season not as a victim of the flame, but as a masterpiece of the fire. The version of you that entered this furnace is gone, and the version that is coming out is radiant, resilient, and ready for the assignment of a lifetime. The smell of smoke will not even be on your clothes, for my protection is absolute. You are coming out with a testimony that will set others free, for you have seen the fourth man in the fire with you, and he has made you whole. I am watching you with such pride, my chosen one. I see the way you have leaned into the heat instead of running away. I see the way you have kept your faith even when your emotions were screaming in pain. This refinement is almost complete. The surface is becoming smooth, and I can finally see my own reflection in you. When a refiner can see his reflection in the gold, he knows the process is done. You are beginning to think like me, love like me, and see the world through my eyes. The hidden season in the furnace is coming to an end, and the season of being displayed for my glory is beginning. You are no longer just a piece of raw metal. You are a crown of beauty in my hand. Trust the heat for a moment longer, for the cooling rain of my favor is already on the horizon, ready to wash over you and seal the work I have done in your heart. As we move forward into the revelation of what this fire has produced, I want to make sure you are still walking with me. This journey requires your constant agreement with my spirit. To confirm that you are yielding to the refiner's hand and that you trust the beauty I am creating in you, I want you to join this family of faith once again. If you haven't yet, press the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is not for my benefit, but for yours, to keep your heart aligned with the daily bread of my word. By subscribing, you are telling the universe that you are a chosen one who is ready to be used by the King. Your commitment to this community of believers is a shield against the loneliness the enemy tries to use to pull you back into the fire. Stand firm, for the furnace is about to be opened and your transformation will be visible to all. You have often wondered if your life is merely a series of random events, a chaotic collection of joys and sorrows that leave no trace behind. You have felt small in a world that celebrates the loud and the powerful, fearing that your quiet struggles have been buried beneath the noise of history. But I want to remind you of the truth I have etched into the very fabric of eternity. I have told your wanderings. I have followed you through every valley and every desert you have traversed. You have never taken a step that I did not witness. You have never felt a pang of regret or a surge of hope that I did not record. In my ancient records, it is written that I put your tears into my bottle and that they are all written in my book. This is not a metaphor, my child. It is a divine reality. Your life is not a footnote in the story of the world. It is a primary text in the archives of heaven. Every moment of your wandering, those times when you felt lost, directionless, and alone, was actually a strategic movement directed by my hand. Think of the precision of a God who numbers the hairs on your head and the stars in the sky. If I am that attentive to the inanimate and the temporary, how much more detail do I record concerning the soul I created in my own image? My library is filled with the volumes of your life. There is a book with your name on the spine, and within its pages every silent prayer you whispered in the dark is documented with perfect clarity. Every time you chose kindness over revenge, it was written down. Every time you held on to your faith despite the crushing weight of disappointment, a new chapter of glory was penned. I do not just watch you, I document you. I am the divine historian of your journey, and I am telling you today that the chapters of your suffering are coming to a close, making way for the chapters of your exaltation. You have been faithful in the secret places, and now I am preparing to reward you in the sight of all. The bottle where I keep your tears is a testament to the value I place on your emotions. To the world, your weeping might have seemed like a sign of defeat, but to me it was the fragrance of a sincere heart. I have used those tears to water the seeds of your future. You see, the scriptures are not just old words on parchment. They are my living promises to you. When I said I would be close to the brokenhearted, I meant that I would be your very breath when you felt you could not breathe. When I said I would restore your soul, I meant I would take the fragmented pieces of your past and weave them into a tapestry of undeniable beauty. You are standing on the foundation of my word, which cannot fail and will not return to me void. Heaven and earth will pass away, but the promises I have written in your book will stand forever. You can trust the script I have written for you even when the current page seems dark. Because you have honored my word and trusted me in the middle of your wandering, I want you to make a declaration of faith right now. Do not let this moment pass without anchoring your soul to my truth. If you believe that I have seen every tear and that I am currently rewriting your story for my glory, do not remain silent. Type "I believe in your promises" or 888 in the comments below to signal your alignment with the divine script of your life. By doing this, you are coming into agreement with the heavenly archives and rejecting the lies of the enemy who says you are forgotten. This simple act of typing is a spiritual declaration that you accept the authority of my word over your circumstances. You are sealing your place in the narrative of the redeemed. As we move forward, remember that the wandering is over. You are no longer drifting. You are arriving. The book of your life is turning to a new section, a section titled The Great Restoration. Everything that was stolen, everything that was lost in the seasons of weeping is being gathered. I am the God who redeems time, and I am about to compress years of blessing into a single season of favor. Your tears have been the ink, and my grace is the hand that writes your victory. Stand firm in the knowledge that you are seen, you are known, and you are loved with an everlasting love. The archives are open and the decree has been issued. The chosen one shall be lifted up. My beloved, I want you to look past the physical walls that seem to be closing in on you and peer into the unseen realm where the real movements of your destiny are taking place. While you have been sitting in silence wondering if anything will ever change, I have been orchestrating a massive shift in the spiritual atmosphere surrounding your life. You see only the stagnation, the unpaid bills, and the slow passage of time, but I see the activity of heaven. Every time you chose to trust me through your tears, a ripple went out through the dimensions of the Spirit. I have dispatched legions of angels to clear the path that the enemy tried to block. There is a divine commotion happening on your behalf right now. The principalities that sought to delay your blessing are being pushed back by the sheer force of your persistent faith. The no that the world gave you is being overwritten by the yes of the Almighty. You are not waiting on me. I have been waiting for the spiritual alignment that is occurring at this very moment. The atmosphere of your life is changing from one of heavy resistance to one of supernatural ease. You have felt like you were walking through thick mud where every effort required double the energy for half the result. That season of friction is dissolving. I am thinning the veil between my promises and your reality. Think of the moment right before a massive storm breaks, the air grows still, the pressure changes, and you can almost smell the rain before the first drop falls. That is where you are right now. The spiritual pressure you have been feeling is not the weight of the world crushing you. It is the weight of my glory descending upon you. The very air around you is pregnant with the miraculous. The prayers you thought were lost in the wind have formed a cloud of favor that is now heavy and ready to pour out. Can you feel the shift? Can you sense the stirring in your spirit that tells you something big is about to break? To solidify this shift and to ensure your heart remains anchored in this high frequency of faith, I want you to take a moment to plant a seed in the spirit. If you can feel the atmosphere changing and you believe that my hand is moving in the unseen, then join this family of believers by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel right now. By doing this, you are not just interacting with a video, you are signaling to the heavens that you are a participant in this spiritual shift. You are sowing a seed of agreement into the fertile soil of this mission, declaring that you are ready to receive the suddenly that I am preparing. Do not let this moment pass without making your presence known in the digital tabernacle. Your subscribe is an amen to the work I am doing in the secret places of your life. Listen for the sound of the abundance of rain. In the spiritual realm, the drought has already ended. The decrees have been signed in the courts of heaven, and the angels of provision are already on their way to your door. You have been in a season of hiddenness, but the shift is moving you into a season of manifestation. The things that were held up in the second heaven are being released with a velocity that will surprise even you. I am aligning the hearts of people who don't even know you yet to favor you. I am moving the hands of those in authority to open doors for you that no man can shut. The alignment of the stars, the movement of the Spirit, and the cry of your heart have all converged into this single point of breakthrough. You are no longer fighting for victory. You are walking in the victory that has already been won in the high places. This shift is permanent. The enemy can try to mimic the old shadows, but he cannot reverse the light that has been turned on in your spirit. You are moving from the back of the line to the front, from the valley to the mountaintop, and from the weeping of the night to the joy of the morning. This is not a temporary relief. It is a fundamental change in the trajectory of your lineage. I am breaking generational cycles and establishing a new covenant of prosperity and peace over your house. The spiritual shift is complete. Now watch as the physical world begins to rearrange itself to match the decree of the King. Stand still and see the salvation of your God, for the shift you have felt in your soul is about to become the reality of your life. My beloved child, pay close attention, for I am about to explain the mystery of the season you are entering. You have lived much of your life by the ticking of the earthly clock, waiting for months, years, and decades for promises that seem to hover just out of reach. You have grown used to the slow crawl of progress, the line upon line and precept upon precept way of living. But I am the Lord of time, and I am not bound by the limitations of the calendar. I am now activating what I call the acceleration protocol over your life. This is a divine mandate where the laws of nature and the speed of man are superseded by the velocity of my spirit. You have been in the waiting room for so long that you have begun to identify with the wait, but I am telling you today the wait is over and the sprint has begun. The things you thought would take the rest of your life to achieve are about to happen with a suddenly that will leave you in a state of holy awe. The acceleration protocol means that I am collapsing time on your behalf. What should have taken 10 years of labor will now manifest in 10 months. What should have taken months of negotiation will be settled in 10 days. I am the God who can compress a lifetime of blessing into a single moment of favor. You have been faithful in the slow, so now I am trusting you with the fast. The reason I had to keep you in the hidden season for so long was to prepare your internal structure to handle the G-force of this coming acceleration. If I had given you this speed before you were refined, you would have spun out of control. But now your character is solid, your roots are deep, and your heart is anchored in me. You are ready to fly. I am removing the friction and the delays that held you back. The red tape is being cut. The bureaucratic walls are crumbling, and the people who were slow to move are being replaced by those who will act with divine urgency to see my will done in your life. Think of the prophet Amos when he spoke of the days when the plowman would overtake the reaper and the treader of grapes would overtake him who sows the seed. This is your reality now. Your harvest is growing so fast that you will still be reaping the first blessing when the second one begins to overflow. You will no longer have to wait years between breakthroughs. I am bringing a convergence of blessings into your life. Financial restoration, physical healing, and spiritual clarity all arriving at the gate of your life at the same time. The enemy thought he could wear you out by dragging out the process, but I am redeeming the time he stole. I am giving you back the years the locust has eaten, and I am doing it with interest. You are not just catching up, you are jumping ahead. You are moving into a position that human logic says you haven't earned yet, but my grace says you are appointed for. I want you to prepare your mind for this speed. My chosen one, do not look back at the slow pace of your past as a blueprint for your future. I am doing a new thing, and it shall spring forth now. The acceleration protocol is not a suggestion. It is a sovereign decree over your household. You will see doors open before you even knock. You will see prayers answered while the words are still on your tongue. This is the reward for your patient endurance. You didn't give up when it was slow, so you will not be overwhelmed now that it is fast. I am giving you a supernatural capacity to manage the increase. Your suddenly is not a chaotic event. It is a precision strike of my favor. The momentum of heaven is behind you, and nothing in the kingdom of darkness can slow down what I have set in motion. As you feel this acceleration begin to pulse through your circumstances, I need you to stay in total alignment with my lead. To confirm that you are ready for this divine speed and that you accept the acceleration protocol over your life, I want you to perform an act of faith. Type "I am ready for the suddenly" or 1111 in the comments right now. This number represents the gateway of transition and the alignment of the spiritual with the physical. By typing this, you are telling the heavens that you are buckling your seatbelt for the move of God. Also, if you want to stay in the flow of this rapid restoration, like this video and subscribe to this channel. This is your digital anchor to the word of my mouth. Stay connected, for the pace is only going to increase from here. Your life is about to become a testimony of how fast the God of Israel can move when he decides to vindicate his own. My precious one, I have heard the quiet mourning of your soul for the years you believe were stolen from you. You look back at the seasons of your youth, the decades of your labor, and the relationships that crumbled, and you feel a profound sense of loss. You see others who seem to have bypassed the struggle, who appear to have reached the milestones of life with ease while you were stuck in the trenches of survival. You have whispered to me, "Lord, I am too old to start over," or "I have lost too much time to ever fulfill my dreams." But I am the God who stands outside of time, and I am here to tell you that in my economy nothing is ever truly lost. I am initiating the promise I gave through my prophets. I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten, the years of the crawling locust, the consuming locust, and the chewing locust. Every season where you felt you were producing only to have it devoured by circumstances beyond your control is being recalculated in the heavens. The locusts in your life may have taken the form of health crises, legal battles, or the betrayal of those who were supposed to protect you. They may have been the years you spent in a job that drained your spirit or in a marriage that broke your heart. I saw the way you worked while others played, and I saw the way you sacrificed while others took. I want you to understand that those years were not wasted. They were a season of deep rooting. While you saw no fruit on the branches, I was strengthening the foundation of your character. And now, as the acceleration protocol takes hold, I am going to make the fruit of your life grow so abundantly that it will account for every barren year of your past. You are not behind. You are being catapulted. I'm going to give you more joy in your next 5 years than you had in the last 25. I am going to make your later days far more glorious than your former ones. This restoration begins with the clearing of your financial gates. I have seen the way you have struggled with the spirit of lack, the way debt has felt like a chain around your neck, and the way you have worried about your legacy. I am moving right now to unblock the channels of provision that were dammed up by the enemy. I am bringing you into a season of supernatural supply where you will no longer have to beg or borrow to fulfill the vision I have placed in your heart. Unexpected checks will arrive, debts will be canceled in ways that defy logic, and new streams of income will open up from places you never expected. You are moving from a reservoir of just enough to an ocean of more than enough. You were created to be a lender and not a borrower, a head and not a tail. I am restoring your financial dignity so that you can become the conduit of blessing I destined you to be. But my restoration is not limited to your bank account. It is reaching into the very core of your heart to heal your relationships. I know the sting of the toxic connections you had to cut away. I know the loneliness that followed when I removed the people who were poisoning your destiny. I did not leave you alone to punish you. I left you alone to protect you. And now, in this season of restoration, I am bringing in the true ones. I am replacing the narcissists with the nurturers, the takers with the givers, and the mockers with the mentors. I am bringing a love into your life that will not require you to diminish yourself to keep it. Whether it be a divine partnership, a soul-deep friendship, or a restored family bond, you will finally know what it feels like to be seen, heard, and truly cherished. The years of being misunderstood and undervalued are being replaced by a season of honor and deep connection. As you feel these areas of your life begin to bloom again, I want you to remember that this is my doing, to ensure you stay aligned with this flow of restoration and to claim your place in this new season. I invite you to join this family of the chosen ones one more time. If you believe that your lost years are being restored right now, please press the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is how you signal your agreement with heaven's restoration plan. By subscribing, you are telling the spirit world that you are no longer a victim of the past, but a victor of the future. Your engagement is a seed of faith that confirms you are ready to receive the double for your trouble. I am making everything beautiful in its time, and your time has finally arrived. Do not look back at the ashes of your wasted years with regret. Those ashes are the very material I am using to create the beauty of your tomorrow. You are entering a season of recompense where the universe is being commanded to pay you back for every tear, every sleepless night, and every act of unrecognized service. The enemy thought he had stolen your life, but he only succeeded in storing up a massive treasure of favor that I am now releasing to you. You are more resilient than you know, and your story is far from over. In fact, the most powerful chapters are being written at this very moment. Trust me with your past, and I will amaze you with your future. The restoration has begun, and it will be complete, lacking nothing. My beloved, I see your heart searching for a tangible anchor, a small piece of evidence in this physical world to confirm what your spirit is already beginning to feel. You have been walking by faith for so long, navigating through the fog of uncertainty, that you have whispered to me, Lord, just give me a sign that I am on the right path. I have heard that whisper, and because I love you with an everlasting tenderness, I am granting your request. I am giving you what I call a mirror sign, a reflection of the work I am doing in the invisible realm appearing in your visible world within the next 24 hours. This sign is not the miracle itself, but it is the knock at the door that announces the arrival of the King. It is a divine wink from your Father to let you know that I am closer than your next breath, and that every word I have spoken to you in this message is true and active. Pay close attention to the details of your day, for the sign will not be loud or boastful. It will be precise and personal, designed specifically for your eyes to see. For some of you, it will be a name appearing on your phone screen, someone you haven't heard from in months or perhaps even years, who suddenly reaches out with a word of encouragement or an unexpected apology. For others, it will be the repetition of numbers that follow you throughout the day. 1111 on the clock, a license plate with 777, or a sequence like 1212 that appears just as you are thinking about your future. These are not coincidences, they are the fingerprints of my grace. I am using the mundane elements of your world to speak a celestial language to your soul. When you see it, do not shrug it off. Stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and say, "Thank you, Father, for seeing me." There are many among you who will receive a seed provision within this 24-hour window. It may not be the $1,000,000 breakthrough yet, but it will be an unexpected financial blessing, a refund you didn't anticipate, a small gift from a stranger, or a debt that is suddenly waived. This is my down payment on the total restoration I promised you. It is a sign that the blockage in your financial stream has been cleared. When this sign manifests, I want you to recognize it as the first drop of the coming rain. The enemy wants to tell you that it's just luck, but luck has no place in the life of the chosen one. This is divine orchestration. This sign is meant to shatter the last remnants of doubt in your mind and prepare your heart for the massive suddenly that is currently being delivered by my messengers. I am doing this because I know the discouragement test has been difficult for you. I know how heavy the silence has been. The mirror sign is my way of reaching across the veil to hold your hand. It is a confirmation that the acceleration protocol is active and that the angels of restoration are already at your gates. I want you to be alert, but do not be anxious. Do not go hunting for the sign. Simply walk in peace and let the sign find you. It will happen in a moment when you are not expecting it, providing a sudden burst of joy that will cause you to smile for the first time in days. This is your personal confirmation that you are not behind, you are not lost, and you are certainly not forgotten. The Creator of the universe is mindful of you, and I am proving it to you in a way that your logical mind cannot explain away. To activate the frequency of this sign and to show me that your eyes are open to my wonders, I want you to perform a simple act of faith right now. Do not wait for the sign to appear before you declare your trust. Type "I see your signs, Lord," or 12 in the comments below. This is your way of telling the spiritual realm that you are in a state of high expectation. Furthermore, to stay aligned with this divine frequency, make sure you have liked this video and are subscribed to this family of believers. By staying connected to these messages, you are keeping your spiritual radio tuned to the station of my favor. Your interaction here is the seal on your request for a sign. Watch closely over the next 24 hours. Something is about to shift in your immediate environment that will prove I am exactly who I say I am, and I am doing exactly what I promised. As you move from this moment into the rest of your day, carry a spirit of quiet confidence. The mirror sign is already on its way to you. It is traveling through the circumstances of your life to find its way to your attention. When it arrives, let it be the final nail in the coffin of your fear. Let it be the evidence that your tears have indeed been turned into a prayer that has moved the heart of God. You are about to have a burning bush moment in the middle of your ordinary day. I am the God of the burning bush, the God of the parted sea, and the God of the 24-hour miracle. Trust me, my child. Your confirmation is at the door. My chosen one, listen to the sound of my voice as I confer upon you a new mantle of spiritual authority. For too long you have walked with your head bowed, carrying the identity of a victim, a survivor, and one who is perpetually overlooked. You have seen yourself as the one who always needs a miracle, the one who is always at the mercy of others' decisions. But today I am stripping away those old tattered rags of not enough and hardship. I am dressing you in the robes of a king and a priest in my kingdom. The training you went through in the wilderness, the resilience you built in the fire, and the wisdom you gathered in the silence have all been leading to this moment of promotion. You are no longer just a recipient of blessings, you are becoming a distributor of them. I am shifting you from the back of the line to the position of leadership. The grace I am pouring out on you is not just for your survival, it is for your dominion. You will no longer beg for crumbs at the tables of those who do not value you. You will be the one setting the table for nations. This new authority is not a physical weapon, but a spiritual weight that will be felt by everyone who encounters you. When you enter a room, the atmosphere will shift because of the presence I have cultivated within you. The words that come out of your mouth will no longer be filled with doubt or "I hope so," but with a "Thus saith the Lord" conviction. I am giving you the keys to open doors that have been locked for generations in your lineage. When you speak to the mountains of debt, they will move. When you command the spirit of heaviness to leave your house, it must obey. This is the authority of the chosen one, the one who has been through the crushing and has emerged as pure oil. You have earned this right through your faithfulness in the dark. I am placing a seal upon your forehead that tells the kingdom of darkness, "Touch not my anointed." The enemy who once bullied your thoughts and stole your peace will now flee at the mere mention of my name through your lips. I want you to prepare yourself for the very people who once mocked your faith and whispered about your struggles will soon be the ones standing in line to witness your success. I am preparing a table for you in the presence of your enemies, not so you can boast, but so they can see that the God you serve is alive and powerful. Those who tried to bury you will have to acknowledge the harvest that is growing over the very spot where they thought you were finished. I am turning your greatest shame into your greatest platform. Your scars are no longer marks of pain. They are your credentials of authority. You will use your story to heal the broken, to lead the lost, and to provide for the needy. I am giving you a heart that is big enough to handle the wealth and the influence I am about to release. You will not be corrupted by the success, for you remember the value of the tears you shed in the secret place. This authority also extends to your household and your legacy. I am breaking every generational curse that has tried to claim your children and your children's children. Because you have stood the test, I am establishing a new covenant of peace over your bloodline. You are the breaker in your family, the one who stops the cycle of poverty, the cycle of addiction, and the cycle of heartbreak. From this day forward, your family will be known for the favor of God. You are rising to a place where you will be a source of wisdom for many. People will seek your counsel because they recognize the divine oil upon your life. Do not be afraid of this new level of responsibility. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You were born for this high calling, and I am the one who will sustain you in it. To activate this mantle of authority and to declare to the spiritual realm that you are stepping into your new identity, I want you to make a bold affirmation. Do not be silent in this moment of transition. Type "I walk in divine authority" or 777 in the comments right now to seal this promotion. By doing this, you are stepping out of the shadows and into the light of your true calling. Furthermore, as a sign of your commitment to this family of believers and the mission I have for you, like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. This is your way of staying connected to the source of your strength and surrounding yourself with other chosen ones who are rising with you. Your engagement is the sound of a soldier taking their post. The time of hiding is over. The time of reigning has begun. Walk with your head held high. My precious one, you are the apple of my eye and the pride of my heart. The world may have tried to label you as broken, but I have labeled you as appointed. Every tear you cried has been transformed into the fuel for your new authority. You have the backing of the hosts of heaven. Nothing is impossible for you, because nothing is impossible for the God who lives within you. Go forth and claim the territory I have promised you. The gates are open, the path is clear, and the victory is already yours. My beloved child, we have come to a sacred threshold, a place where the old ends and the eternal begins. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. I was there when you took your first breath, and I will be there when you step into the fullness of my glory. I want you to listen with the very depths of your spirit. What I have promised you this day is not a mere suggestion or a fleeting hope. It is an unbreakable covenant signed in the heavens and sealed by my own hand. The tears that once flowed like a river have finally reached the ocean of my mercy. I have declared that your season of weeping is over. The drought is finished. The mourning is done. I am replacing the spirit of heaviness with the garment of praise. You will no longer be known by your struggle, but by your victory. You are entering a state of divine rest where you no longer have to strive in your own strength. For the Creator of the universe has taken up your cause. Understand the nature of the covenant I am making with you today. A human promise can be broken by time, by distance, or by the weakness of the flesh, but my covenant is anchored in the unshakable foundation of my character. Because I live, you shall live also. Because I am faithful, your restoration is guaranteed. I am speaking into the dry bones of your dreams and commanding them to live. I am speaking into the empty jars of your provision and commanding them to overflow. This is not just a temporary fix for your current problems. This is a permanent shift in your spiritual DNA. You have been grafted into a lineage of overcomers. Every promise I have whispered to you in the silence of this message is now becoming your reality. I am the God who does not lie, and I am the God who does not fail. Your name is written on the palms of my hands, and no power in hell can pluck you out of my care. The transformation you are about to witness will be so profound that you will look back on this moment as the day everything changed. I am turning your why into a wow. The very mouth that used to tremble with silent sobs will now be filled with a roar of laughter, a holy, defiant laughter that echoes through the halls of your enemies. You are going to see a level of favor that makes the impossible look easy. Relationships that were shattered will be mended with a gold that makes them stronger than they were before. Opportunities that were lost will be replaced by doors you didn't even know existed. I am the God of the second chance, the God of the third chance, and the God of the infinite miracle. You have endured the night, you have passed the test of discouragement, and now you are stepping into the sunlight of my absolute favor. The weight of the blessing I am placing on you is heavy, but I have made your shoulders strong enough to carry it. But know this, my precious chosen one, this restoration, as grand as it is only the beginning. This is merely the foundation for a much larger, more magnificent plan that I have for your life. There are secrets I have yet to reveal, dimensions of purpose that you cannot even fathom yet. I am preparing you for a tomorrow that will make your yesterday look like a shadow. You are being groomed for a level of global impact where your story will become a beacon of hope for millions who are still in the dark. You are not just being saved for your own sake. You are being saved to become a savior to many. There is a secret hidden in the days ahead, a divine appointment, a meeting of destinies, a shift in the very fabric of your legacy that the world has never seen. You have been trained in the secret place for a public manifestation that will glorify my name across the earth. Stay humble, stay hungry, and stay close to me, for the journey has only just begun. Now, as we seal this word, I want you to perform the final act of faith. This is the moment where you lock this prophecy into your life and refuse to let the enemy steal the seed. Do not leave this space without leaving your mark upon it. I want you to declare your acceptance of this unbreakable covenant. Seal this promise now and forever. Type "I accept it" or "Amen" or "It is done" in the comments right now. To activate the seal of heaven over your heart, by typing these words, you are making a legal decree in the Spirit that you are the rightful owner of every blessing discussed here today. You are closing the door on the past and opening the gate to your future. Do not stay silent. Let your fingers testify to the faith that is rising within you. And finally, do not walk this path alone. You are part of a royal priesthood, a holy nation of chosen ones. I invite you to officially join this family of faith and stay connected to my voice. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel one last time to signal your lifelong commitment to the journey I have set before you. Share this message with 3 souls who are currently in the fire, for as you become a vessel of hope for others, I will ensure that your own cup never runs dry. You are my beloved, my precious one, my warrior. The night is over, the dawn is here. Go forth in my power, for I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. It is done. It is finished. It is yours.